Good evening, wonderful people of YouTube, beautiful members of the channel, supporters, followers, subscribers, all of you glorious human beings. Thank you for joining me on this fine Thursday evening. I know it's not a game. I'm very sorry, very sorry. However, the eagerness to play 9th edition in the team has kind of dropped off a cliff. Now, I'm not saying by any stretch of imagination we've got no more games of 9th in us. I'm going to try and get 2 together next week, okay? But at the moment, the desire to play is pretty low right now, okay? I'm really sorry. I'm going to try and get 2 games done next week. I promise you, I'm going to try. That on top of the fact that Mr. Joe has a lot of stuff to paint right now. I can't tell you what, but he's got a lot of stuff to paint right now. Okay, so he's incredibly busy. And tomorrow, I'm driving 2.5 hours to Birmingham to see my artist so I can feel his mini prick a million times. Don't worry, it's in my arm. So I actually could also do with an early night tonight. I mean, if you could see the eyes, but I'm quite tired, so I could do with an early night tonight, okay? There's no game, but we are here, and we're here to talk about the Imperial Knight faction rules. Now, interestingly, we had discussed recently that we thought they were doing both knights as one particular preview. It looks like this is now not the case because we have now seen that it says specifically Imperial Knights. And it shows nothing around the Chaos rules. So I am now more hopeful that it is going to be separate Imperial and Chaos Knights, which I sort of assumed it always would be. Right, I think today probably confirms that, okay? Now, before we look at those rules, we have to say some thank yous, etc. But first of all, if you enjoy the content here, if you like what we do and you're watching this on demand or even live, please make sure you smash that like button for us so you can just showcase that you love the content. Volume seems quiet. It's normal here, Rambo. It's normal. Everything's normal here. I can push up a bit. Like this. I can push up a little bit more. But it's the exact same volume I was also streaming at earlier as well. There's no difference, right? But yes, if you enjoy the content, please make sure you smash that like button. If you haven't already hit that subscribe, we are struggling like fuck to get over 22,500. Struggling like hell, right? I don't know why. And I need to get to 25k. Actually, what I need to do... Oh, hang on, what's going on here? What I actually need to do is I need to get to the big 50,000, I think. That's where I actually want to be, okay? However, we seem to be struggling right now. So if you know people that like 40k content, if you know people that enjoy 40k content, share the channel, spread the channel, spread the good word of the Great Hall to all of your friends, family, etc., or people who like 40k. We'd be supremely grateful if we could start climbing that sub ladder. Our sub gain has dropped off a cliff the last 4 weeks. Sad face. That's sad face. Anyway, and if not, the last thing you can do is you can hit that bell notification icon. Obviously, you don't need to hit that notification icon if you are in fact a member of the channel, because Discord will tell you every single time we go live. Anyway, big shout out to Nordust and Paul Harrison, both gifting a membership right off the bat. Thank you so much. 2 new members straight away. And Paul Harrison, thank you for the poo. It means a lot to us. All the donations, all the super chats, all the gifted memberships, all the new memberships, they all genuinely mean the absolute world to us. You guys have literally been smashing it out the park these last few months. And it's been overwhelming. It's been exciting. It's been great. It's been incredible. I love you all. You're brilliant. Thank you. Right? Where's the sippy cup, says Rambo. There's no laptop. Did you not listen on Tuesday? There's no laptop. The next time we have a Liam and Joe show, I'll have the little sippy cup. Okay, don't you worry. I'll have it when it's near the laptop, when it's near something that can actually be broken. Otherwise, I've got my big sippy cup. Anywho, Alex, thank you for the gifted. I need to... Right, we did this last night, okay? Let's not go down this silly route of not letting me get to the faction rules and keeping gifted memberships. I'm glad you're gifting memberships, obviously. But we also need to be aware, chat, right? Let's get one thing very, very clear very, very quickly, okay? I don't think we're going to get to Snipe Munch. I don't think that's something that's going to happen, okay? Let's just get that out there now. Any of you are sat there with 10, 20, 50 gifteds rated, stop. Let's not do that. And I did go straight to Warhipster's channel last night and gift 10 straight away. Paid it forward, like I said. Paid it forward. Smiley man, hola damn, Liam, you look rough. Thanks, mate. Thanks. I am tired, actually, which is why I need an early night tonight before I go get stabbed a million times. I am looking a bit at the moment. Oh no, I'm not looking great right now. I look tired and fatigued and borderline jaundiced, but we're good. I'm happy. I am happy. I'm cheerful. Or I was cheerful. I think I was cheerful. Remember these words, chat. Remember these words from Games Workshop themselves. Okay, less rerolls, less lethality. Mostly vehicles are tougher. Remember those rolls. All right, that's important. Okay. Finally, Liam admits Munch isn't real. Munch is very real. He just can't seem to get a gifted membership to save his life. So, so easy ban Munch. Oh no. I say it right. I say you have to understand. I say don't try and gift Munch memberships.
Dear Liam, watching your channel has caused the voice in my head to develop a British accent. Also, have you considered trying Crusade mode to try something new?
Yeah, we thought about loads. We've thought about loads, but I don't think we've even got the time to get Crusade up and running before 10 hits.
Knights. The cards are in one pack. Looking at that faction list, but they're still not at all friendly with each other. Release the corrupted engines from their torment in the name of the Omnissiah.
I haven't looked at that, actually. We'll get into that in a minute. But remember this, right? Reduce lethality. Vehicles are tougher. Thanks for the donations, by the way. Ben, thank you for the 17. Rick, thank you for the 10. You're amazing. Like I said, Crusade, we probably couldn't get into it properly in time for to do actually decent content with it before 10th edition launches. Then 10th edition will launch, right? So we'll play. I think we'll just play 2 silly games next week where we'll just enjoy ourselves and have fun and just play normal 40k and chill out. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. Anyway, Munch is very much real. And I say to you, people, don't gift for him. And that's not because I don't want you to gift, because I absolutely do want you to gift. But I feel like there's a problem with his account right now. I feel like if you continue to send gifted memberships for Munch, you're probably swinging and missing constantly. And I don't want people, like, I want people to, if they're going to spend their money, I want them to be in with a chance of doing what they're trying to do. And I feel like at the moment his account might just be broken, right? Of course, you could keep trying to snipe him all night. And maybe because he's not here tonight, this is when he gets got. Right? Maybe it's because he's not in chat tonight, he might actually get got. Who knows? Anyway, yesterday we spoke about Death Guard rules. The day before, we spoke about Eldar and we spoke about Admech. Today, Imperial Knights. This is something I was quite interested in. And I was interested in because they're Imperial Knights, right? So they've told us that lethality has reduced, as I've said, and that vehicles have got tougher. And Imperial Knights are, in fact, tough. And Imperial Knights, to me personally, have always felt a little bit underwhelming in the toughness department. I've always felt like they fall over slightly too quickly and slightly too easy in games of Warhammer 40k. So I was interested to see what they did with Imperial Knights in terms of making them frightening when they shoot at you, because essentially they are a Knight Titan. That's what they officially are. But also making them feel resilient enough. So you want your individual Knight to hit like a fucking train because he's an individual Knight. Right, but you also don't want him to fall over into a stiff breeze, but you also don't want to be in a place where your whole army cannot damage said knight or it fit. Do you know what I mean? The balance is hard. The balance is a hard one to strike. How do you make them feel big and towering and imposing and terrifying without making them too big and terrifying and imposing and terrifying? Right? That's ultimately where you want them to be. The big thing for me as well, and something that I don't feel like it was quite right in 9th edition, but I do not want to see 25 knight armies where 24 of them are 12 Armatures. I'm fucking done with that knights list. I want to see big boys. I want to see Castellans. I want to see Valiants. I want to see Paladins. I want to see Crusaders. I want to see Wardens. Spoiler alert, chat. I fucking love knights. I love the knight models. And I was building my own my own Valiant class, and I hadn't decided whether to make him as a Valiant or a Castellan yet. I was leaning towards the Castellan. Ultimately, I want both. This is my side project to my main army that I'm building in 9th. I'm building 2 armies in 9th for 40k, Knights and Sisters. This is the 2 that I'm doing. Knights is okay because it's 1 or 2 models here and there, and then Sisters is going to be my main army. So when I want to break from Sisters, I'll paint Knights. Hold me to it. Hold me to it, chat. Okay? Hold me to it. I mean that too. Mordy Hammer, thank you so much for the gifted. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Up to 4 already. This time last night, we were up to like 90. I'm just saying. Right? I'm just saying. Anyway, we're going to screen share, and we're going to talk about the Imperial Knights. Whether they've got them right or not, and I don't know. Okay? Now, I have showcased that chassis, that frame, before today. All right? So... and this is the first I saw of the Knights rules. Tommy Torapainen? I think I've got that right. Thank you for your first ever super chat. Thank you for the 2. Channel Crusade and 10th would be interesting. Yeah, I think that's something we can do. Absolutely. We'll be doing sisters at the same pace. The Iniquity. Fresh new behind the scenes photo for Huskarl's Tears went up 5 minutes before the stream. I'm actually painting. Well, painting for 90 better be quick, says Garcia. All right, 10th. Okay, fine. Whatever. You know what I mean. Right, screen share. Here we go. Imperial Knights. Looks like some of you in chat are quite excited about these. All right. Okay. A Warden says Castellan, as it sounds cooler. You say that. Let's take a look at a weapon in here, right? Considering, remember, tanks are tougher. Tanks are more durable, okay? Read this. Warhammer 40k faction focus Imperial Knights. Oh, by the way, chat, just so you know, tonight's an hour and a half. I will be finished at 9 for 2 reasons. One, Luce wants to hoover, and she's threatened that if I haven't finished stream by then, she'll insert me with it. And secondly, like I said, I've got an early start tomorrow to drive all the way up to Birmingham, to be tattooed all day, to drive all the way home, to then do a stream for you guys in the evening. And so I need the rest, right? That much driving in a day, I need the rest. Okay. Paul Harrison, thank you for the 5. You're still not going to get munch, I'm telling you now. See, no munch, called it. The 41st millennium is a dangerous place. So wouldn't you rather experience it from the safety of a giant walking war machine the size of a house? Yes, I would. If the answer is yes, the Imperial Knights have a seat with your name on it and a data slate full of smashing new rules to coax your honourable side out. Bigger is better, and Knights are the biggest. Overall, you know where you stand with the Imperial Knights. Big, stompy walkers with world-shaken weapons and enough armour to cover a tank regiment. However, in contrast to their traitor cousins, Imperial Knights are all about working together, with Crestoris Knights spearheading smaller armatures shepherding smaller armatures to success through improved bondsman abilities. Interesting. I'm glad they're keeping bondsman abilities. While larger Dominus Knights grant them the protection of their wider iron shields. I love the way that this might work for Knights. Knightly households have always sung to me, okay? In fact, I'm going to say something right now, okay? I'm going to build the Castellan because I just love the look of that volcano cannon, even though I'm about to show you the rules for the harpoon, which is fucking mental, right? Mental. Stephen, thank you for upgrading your membership to a Jarl. You're a hero. Oh my God, I love you. There's a promise like you not betting any models next last year.
As an old Bretonnian player, charging down the field with a giant stompy knight is everything I love and nothing I hate.
Yes, Tim. I thank you for the 10 Abel. Yeah, 100% agree. I think it sounds super cool, but I've always felt like to play Knights with any chance of doing very well in the current edition, you have to have tons of armatures, which is not my thing, okay? And yes, Tim, it's exactly like me promising not to buy any new models. I'm having chat hold me to account. This time what I am doing is I am, in fact, updating the Huskarls, hopefully weekly with my progress, depending on how much progress I make. Even if that progress is no progress this week, Huskarls and above are the people that are going to hold me to account for these 2 armies right now, okay? That's the rules. That's my 40k armies. I'm also building and painting a 30k army, which is going to be a Sons of Horus army, okay? But that's separate. Cool, right. Beautiful, okay. The all-round increase in vehicle durability. See, it says it right here. You wait, chat. You wait. All right. Stephen, thank you for the 5. Stop it, you people, already. Right? It's already getting a bit silly. Has paid dividends for Imperial Knights who can sit on objectives all day with huge objective control characteristics and fewer penalties once damaged. Faction rules. As well as their massive weapons, Imperial Knights are known for their unflagging duty and honour. All Knights follow a stringent set of rules known as the Code Chivalric, which governs notions of fair play and bravery, even in the nightmare conflicts of the era Indomitus. An oath chosen before the battle provides both a powerful, persistent ability and an associated deed to complete. Success grants a sizable bounty of all-important command points to spend, as well as interacting with many other Imperial Knights rules and stratagems. I'm going to say it now. I love the concept of this rule. Okay? The Code Chivalric. If your army faction is Imperial Knights, at the end of your read mission objective step, you must select one of the oaths below to be active for your army. Models from your army with this ability gain the associated oath ability, and you gain the associated deed to complete. If at the start of any of your command phases, your selected oath's deed is completed, your army becomes honoured for the rest of the battle, and you gain 3 CP. You can only gain CP in this way once per battle. So you pick 2 of these basically before the game begins. You get the Oath ability from the start, and then you gain the Deed ability should you complete the thing that's required. And the Deed ability then means you're honoured, you gain 3 CP, and if you're honoured, certain other rules within the Codex are going to work slightly differently because you're honoured, okay? Now, when I first read this, I felt like 1 was an auto take. Not so sure because of the honoured impact. Well, let's go into it, right? So lay low the Tyrant. The Oath ability... Each time this model is selected to shoot or fight, re-roll a hit roll of 1 and re-roll a wound roll of 1. Yawn. However, very strong. But fucking hell, Games Workshop. Really? That's your Eldar rule. You couldn't come up with something better? Deed. This deed is completed if the enemy warlord is destroyed. So if you destroy your enemy warlord, you gain 3 command points and you become honoured. So when I first read the Oath ability, I was like, well, people just take low the Tyrant the whole time. Because rerolling a hit roll and reroll of 1 for Knights is very, very good. People will just take that. But the deed, destroy the enemy warlord, I don't know how easy that's going to be in 10th edition. I'm not sure. Because characters now can join units, but once that unit's destroyed, they're on their own. Maybe it's more easy. Maybe if you have a Sister Superior, or whatever you want to call them, a Canoness in a unit of 10 Sacrosants, and 1 big knight pummels that unit, you might actually get all of them, including the Warlord. Maybe that will be easy, and it will be easy to become honoured. That's something I'm not sure about. But if it's difficult, if it is harder than we think to kill the Warlord, that might be the reason not to take this one, because the other deed seems slightly easier to achieve, and being honoured is a big deal, right? So reclaim that. Also, fucking rerolls. They've reduced rerolls, remember that, right? Oath ability. Add 1 inch to this model's move characteristic and add 1 to advance and charge rolls made for this model. Big deal. Even quicker knights who already won't be slow. Deed. This deed is completed if you control 1 or more objective markers in your opponent's deployment zone. So I assume that means that you just have to control 1 of the objectives in your opponent's deployment zone once. Also note, chat, there's been a few references to controlling 1 or more objective markers in your opponent's deployment zone. Now, historically, it was only ever 1 objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone. I'm now reading this like there might be occasions where there's more than 1 in the opponent's deployment zone. Okay, which is quite good. I'm getting bored of these rerolls now, says Schooner. You and me both. Don't forget, they've reduced rerolls. Less rerolls, apparently. Apart from every single faction that we show you, we're going to show you rerolls. The Noble Lance detachment makes extra use of honoured status by improving the Feel No Pain rule it imparts, rising to a fantastic 5+. Now this is why you want to be honoured as fast as possible. Okay, this is why you want to be honoured as quickly as possible. Indomitable Heroes. All Imperial Knight model from your army have the Feel No Pain 6+ ability. Already good. It's already good. You get 6 up Feel No Pain against everything all the time, right? Knights are much more durable than Death Guard, it seems. If your army is honoured, those models have the Feel No Pain 5+ ability. So guess what? I'm building my Castellan, I'm walking it forward, I'm fucking unloading everything into the Warlord unit in the hope that I kill that Warlord, and once it's dead, not only do I gain reroll hit rolls and win rolls of 1, but I'm honoured, and I have a 5+ Feel No Pain on all of my Imperial Knights. 5 up Feel No Pain on every single Imperial Knight. That is fucking madness. Okay? Madness. It's good. It's really, really good. Anyway, jumping into chat very, very quickly. So we said thank you to Steve for the 5. You're a hero for the 5 gifted. Fate Stay Dreamer. Consider this. They don't degrade in the same way as they once did. This makes them imposing regardless of their wound profile. Yeah, it's 100% better. We'll go into that. But they are so much more durable already. And they could have a 5 up for no pain. Hopefully Crest just get included in the Codex when it comes out. Now they're going to be plastic. Fucking hope so, Ben. I really do, because I love that model and I want 12 of them. Obviously not 12, but... Fate Stay Dreamer with the 5 again, thank you. While they may be taken down in a similar way as previous editions, they are more impactful than they once did. Agree, they're going to be more effective for longer. Kylo, thank you for the 2. Does not say a knight has to kill it. What? You mean, Kylo? Yeah, but you only get these abilities if your army faction is Imperial Knights. And if your army faction is Imperial Knights, all you're going to have is Imperial Knights, you lunatic. There's no souping now. Your army faction in the select faction step will be Imperial Knights. So that's it, okay? Right, Garsty, thank you for the 5. Side note, what do you think of the models Forge World stopping, and how do you feel about 3D printing? How do you now feel about 3D printing? I've said this before, I'll say it again. Anything that Games Workshop do not sell, and this can imply won't sell in the future, If you cannot buy it from them anymore because they do not sell it anymore, I then do not have a problem with people sourcing things elsewhere. Okay? Right? I have no issues with that whatsoever. Right. Lastly, says Fate's Daydreamer, that even things like Melter don't hurt them like they once did. Those inventories held anti-tank no longer as harmful as they once. Again, I completely agree with you, mate. They're so much more durable. And you say you don't want to interrupt. You super chat me 3 times, man. I'm going to read your comments out because you're a legend. Because you super chat 3 times. I love you dearly. Thank you so much. Anyway, that's your detachment rule, right? Unit Spotlight. They're going to start looking at the Armature Warglaive. I love Armatures. I love Armatures and I want Armatures, but I didn't want to spam 25 million of them and that be my army, okay? So, 12-inch move, toughness 10 now, which seems about right from a unit used to be toughness 7 in line with things like rhinos, etc. Save 3+, 12 wounds as they did once before. Leadership 7+ is interesting. Objective control 8 is very interesting. So 2 Armatures are going to have an objective control of 16, which is quite impressive. But if you take them up against 10 Space Marines who have an objective control of 2, they're still going to hold that objective for 20. Okay? 20. Agents of the Imperium. If that works with the Imperial Knights Codex Kylo, 100% yes. It could be that your Vindicare slams the Warlord and you become honoured. Love it. If they let that happen. Right, so that's its stats. We've got a Melter gun, Melter 2, which means if it's within half range, it does an extra 2 damage. We've seen the Melter profile, we won't waste on that one. The Questoris Heavy Stubber, Rapid Fire 3. So 3 shots, but within 18 inches is another 3 shots. Strength 4 keeps its -1 damage. That's actually really nice, I think, as an anti-infantry weapon on big knights. I think that's good. The Thermal Spear, which is Melter 4, so it no longer gets +2 inches all the time and +4 within half range. It's just Melter 4, so it gets 4 within half range. Otherwise, it stays at D6 damage, stays at AP4, but it's up to 12, strength 12, which is not bad. Okay? That's all right. It seems okay. Okay? Then the Reaper Chainclave, or the Reaper Chaincleaver, sorry, 4 attacks and 8 attacks, both hitting on 3s. If you go for the lower, it's strength 10 -3, 3 damage. If you go for the higher number of attacks, it's strength 8 -2, 1 damage. It's a sweep and a strike. It's fine. Deadly Demise D3, so if it blows up, it does D3 damage. And Code Chivalric is its faction, we know that anyway. Then it has Impetuous Glory. Each time this model makes a charge move, until the end of the turn, melee weapons equipped by this model have the Sustained Hits 1 ability, which means every critical hit, which is every 6 to hit, will generate an additional hit. So your 4 attacks could end up being 5 or 6 hits if you get lucky with 6s. That's really nice if you've successfully charged. Okay, if it has 1 to 4 wounds remaining, you just subtract 1 from the hit roll. So much like what Fate's Day was saying, you are going to have more impactful, more effective knights for much longer on the tabletop because they only suffer a single -1 from the hit roll, and that only happens when they've got 1 to 4 wounds remaining. Do you know what the biggest thing that people aren't actually commenting on about this for things like knights and Armature Warglaives and stuff like that, right? The biggest thing with this change to the damage chart and how things reduce that people seem to be missing. So a lot of people focus on the fact that they're more effective with their shooting and their melee, even when they're bracketed, but they're also more effective for longer because they don't get bracketed at half wounds anymore, right? I agree with that. However, what people are missing at is, even when you're down to a single wound, your move characteristic is still 12 inches, and that's one of the biggest deals for me. With an objective control of 8 that doesn't degrade, your move characteristic is still 12 inches with 1 wound remaining. That's a big deal. Depending on which of the Code Chivalrics you've chosen, that means that you could still have a 13-inch move with a +1 to your advance, with 1 wound remaining, which is super clutch for going and getting objectives, for moving around the table, for flanking, etc., etc. The movement's a big thing. People are missing this. Like, oh, they're going to be better at shooting. Oh, they'll be better at melee. They don't suddenly start losing ballistic skill at half wounds. Granted, but they don't lose any movement at all ever until they're dead. And that's huge. And I actually like it. It's really good, right? The legend of the Chainbreaker continues as Canis Rex makes a sizable fist-shaped impression in anything foolish enough to get in his way. Freedom's Hand is a mighty everything masher of the highest order, able to knock 45 damage into something big or delete entire squads of elite troops with a contemptuous wave. You heard that right, chat. You heard that right, okay? Let's get ready. So, it looks like these size knights, Questoris knights, have a 10-inch move. Oh, by the way, we should mention with the Armatures, it's got a 5+ invulnerable save, asterisk. This model has a 5+ invulnerable save against ranged attacks. So they still don't get their invulnerable against melee, which I like. which I like, right? So he has a 10-inch movement as standard. If Canis Rex is destroyed, flip this card and follow the instructions for using Sir Hector, okay? Toughness 12 as opposed to toughness 10, so up to toughness 12. So I can assume at the moment that Castellans and Valiants will be toughness 14. That's my guess, okay? Save 3+, wounds 22, leadership 5+, which is much better than Armatures, which it should be, and an objective control of 10. So they have an objective control equal to 5 space and range. Now, obviously, currently in 9th edition, 5 intercessors flat hold an objective over an Imperial Knight because Imperial Knights don't have OBSEC as standards. So that's interesting that he can now just do that. And I think it's the right way to do it. I actually much prefer this. I much prefer this new way of counting objectives and stuff. I really like it. Okay. So he has the Chainbreaker, which has 2 versions, a high and low intensity, and the range changes. If you go for high intensity, it's just D6 attacks. Low intensity is 2D6. He hits on 2s no matter what. 1 strength 14, AP -3 and 4 damage. 1 strength 7, -1 and 2 damage. Super nice. But look at this blast. So it's D6 +1 for every 5 models, or 2D6 +1 for every 5 models, and sustained hits. That's important, right? So we need to change people's wordings. I've seen this on Discord. I've seen this in WhatsApp chats. We need to start changing people's wordings right now. We need to get you used to the new wordings, right? Okay. Here's the new wordings. Sustained hits 1 means you get exploding shots for every critical hit. So people go, oh, it means exploding 6 hits. It doesn't. It means exploding critical hits. Now, an unmodified 6 is a critical hit, but there are other rules in the game that change what a critical hit is. The same as devastating wounds triggers on, not 6s, devastating wounds triggers on critical wounds. And there are other things in the game, like anti-vehicle, anti-infantry, anti-monster, that trigger critical wounds. And so if you see anti-infantry 2+, like we've seen previously, that means on a 2+ to wound, it triggers a critical wound, which means it counts as an unmodified 6, which means devastating wounds triggers, okay? Let's try and get this new language going, chat. It's important for people to understand what's going on. So, sustained hits 1 means that the Chainbreaker Last Impulsor gets an additional hit for every critical hit. That's important in a moment, you'll see why. Okay, he's also got the Chainbreaker Multi-Laser, which also has sustained hits 1, which is 4 shots, ballistic skill 2+, strength 6, AP nothing, 1 damage. Okay, melee weapons, he's got Freedom's Hand. He's got his big special gauntlet, okay? Attacks 5, attacks 10, both weapon skills 2+. On the lower attacks, he has a strength of 20, an AP -3, and flat 9 damage. That's right, flat 9 damage. On his 10 attacks, hitting on 2s, he's at strength 10, AP -2, and flat 3 damage. Both of these have sustained hits 1. So for every critical hit, he gains an additional hit. Okay? He's an epic hero. He gets Last Impulse, Chainbreaker, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. We know all that, right? Deadly Demise D6. If he explodes, does D6 mortal wounds. That's fine. He has Code Chivalric. He also has Super Heavy Walker as his faction. Don't know what that means at the moment. Legendary Freeblade. Once per turn, you can target this model with a stratagem for 0 CP, and you can do so even if you have already targeted a different unit with that stratagem in the same phase. Really nice. Doesn't say it has to be a 1 CP stratagem. So you can use a 2 CP stratagem on him for free if you've already used it on another night. That's nice. And then here comes the bonkers part about Canis Rex. Chainbreaker. Each time this model makes an attack, an unmodified successful hit roll of 5+ scores a critical hit. Which means his exploding 6s aren't exploding 6s, his sustained hits are exploding 5s. So with his 5 attacks with the Freedom's Hand strike ability, every 5+ generates an additional auto hit at strength 20, AP -3, flat 9 damage. Holy shit. Okay. Interestingly, with this as a Questoris Knight, if he only has 1 to 7 wounds remaining, he subtracts 5 from his objective control characteristic, and he subtracts 1 from the hit roll. So his objective control does go down as he's wounded. Interestingly, he's only 22 wounds, and I'm pretty sure Questoris used to be 24 wounds. They've reduced his wounds slightly. They've reduced Questoris' wounds slightly, but then your whole army's got to fucking feel no pain. So, you know, who cares, right? In case you're wondering, Sir Hector can still jog around after his noble steed falls. His data sheet is on the back of Canis Rex's card. Weapon spotlight. Right, chat, strap in. Strap in. Okay? In an army where even your knight's feet are the equal of other specialised close combat units, it can be hard to pick out a particularly eye-catching weapon. Or at least it was before we saw what our old friend, the Thunderquill Harpoon, was up to these days. This is fucking bonkers, right? Now you're all excited about bringing your Land Raiders and stuff? Put them back in the box if this thing turns up, right? Okay, Thunderquill Harpoon, anti-monster 4+, anti-vehicle 4+, devastating wounds. So remember the chat we just had? This means that on a 4+ to wound against a monster or a vehicle, it causes a critical wound. If it's a critical wound, devastating wounds triggers. Devastating wounds does your damage, and I'm just going to put this right in front of you right now. It does your damage in mortal wounds instead of as damage. So we've actually said we've actually done a little bit of praising Games Workshop, right? We've done a little bit of praising them by saying, hey, it's super good that there is no weapons out there at the moment that ignores invulnerable saves. And it's come to me today, chat. Do you know why there's no weapons that ignore invulnerable saves? It's because there's tons of weapons with devastating wounds. You know what devastating wounds do? They do damage as mortal wounds. You know what mortal wounds do? Ignore invulnerable saves. So actually, invulnerable saves are ignored by devastating wounds. So if this thing hits a vehicle or a monster and rolls a 4+ to wound, you take 12 mortal wounds. Thanks for coming. Now, it is only range 18 and it is only a single attack. It's ballistic skill 2+, so it is hitting on 2s, and it is strength 24, so it's still going to be wounding most things on 2s, although a monolith at toughness 14 will be wounded on 3s, but it is AP 6. Not entirely sure why that was needed. I don't know a way of getting anything better than AP Army 2+ at the moment that they've shown us. Like even cover says you can't get better than a 3+ with cover. So it's not like you can put a Terminator in cover and burn a 1+. But it's AP 6, 12 damage, which could be 12 mortal wounds. Wow, that is in fact a knight-sized fucking harpoon. But it does mean that if you roll your rhino across the table and this thing shoots at it and hits it and wounds it on a 4+, you don't have a rhino anymore. It's all gone. Bye-bye. No more rhino. Tough vehicles, right? Anyone who's piloted a Knight Valiant knows that this big spiky beast was absolutely glorious on the off chance it got close enough to actually fire. And its track record of being a hyper-intimidating, if impractical threat, continues with imposing statistics. Look at my harpoon, ye vehicles, and despair. Wow. On the more utilitarian end of the scale, the Knight Paladin's rapid-fire battle cannon returns with, of all the things, a fresh new rapid-fire rule. It trades the wide variance of its old profile for a more consistent number of shots, with the new blast rule giving it some extra spicy kick against larger hordes. So, rapid-fire D6 plus 3 is an interesting... Right, this is a real... So how I understand this, chat, is... Okay, right, let's try and break this one down. Here's how I understand it. Please tell me if you think I'm wrong, okay? Right. Terminators don't get cover, Carl, in the new rules. That's my point. They don't get cover in the new rules. If you have better than a 3+ armor save, you don't get the benefit of cover. That's what I'm saying. Okay, right. So, rapid fire battle cannon, blast, rapid fire, and even with Terminators, right? Even if they've got a stem shield and they're in cover, you only need AP4 before you've put them on their 5+ invulnerable save anyway. AP6 is pointless. It's a ridiculous rule that we didn't need. Anyway, team, right? Blast, rapid fire, D6 plus 3. So what this means, I think, is 72 inches away, you get D6 plus 3 shots, but it's a blast weapon. So for every 5 models you target, you get +1. Okay. If, however, if you're within half range, right? So if you're within 36 inches, you get 2d6 plus 6 shots, +1 for every 5 models in the unit, is how I understand it. So if you're shooting at a unit of 10 and you're within 36 inches, you get 2d6 plus 8 shots. I mean, that's fucking rapid fire, right? You can't argue about how much that's kicking out. 2d6 plus 8 if you're within 36 inches and shooting at 10 models. This could, in fact, be a horde clearer. Okay, strength 10 at ballistic skill 3+. AP1, I like that it's AP1, I'll be honest with you. And flat 3 damage. Rerolling 1s to hit and wound. No, you reroll a single hit roll and a single wound roll. That rerolling 1 hit and 1 wound roll doesn't really help the rapid fire battle cannon, right? Actually, Termies have a 4+ invulnerable. Okay, I stand corrected. Even better though, right? Even better. If Termies have a 4+ invulnerable save, you most definitely don't need AP -6 on anything ever. Okay? This is mad though, right? Do you not think? This is mental? 2d6 plus, like 5 Terminators, 2d6 plus 7 shots if you're shooting within 36 inches. At strength 10, so you're winning on 2s, even with their new toughness 5. AP -1 puts them on a 3+ save, and flat 3 damage kills one every single time while someone goes through. Look at that. Right? That's mad. That's mad. Rapid fire D6 plus 3. I don't think so, man. It's roll, then double, and then blast. No. Rapid fire isn't double, Smiler Maniac. That's not how it works. Rapid fire isn't double. That's not in the new rules. Rapid fire has a number after it, and if you're within half range, you add that number to the original attack's characteristic. That's been showcased previously. So in rapid fire range, it's 2d6 plus 6, right? Reroll 1s, isn't it? Let me have a check at the code chivalric, because that could be even better. Oh, it is reroll hits and wounds. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, you lot are right. Holy shit. Okay. I thought it was reroll a hit roll and a wound roll, like fucking Aldar. This is reroll all hits and wound rolls of 1. Okay, maybe that is the auto take again, right? Holy shit. That is a monumentally impressive battle cannon. The pursuit of glory can make a man do outrageous things, and pushing their iron seas just a little bit further than is safe is par for the course for hard-pressed pilots. Knights live for the moment. They can rise unbowed in their darkest hour, ready to shoulder the burden in pursuit of victory, and those already spurred by honourable deeds can even do so multiple times per battle. Shoulder the burden, 2 CP, it's 2 command points. It's quite high nowadays considering you start with none. Okay. Your command phase, 1 Imperial Knight model from your army that has lost 1 or more wounds is what you pick, so it has to have taken some damage. Until the start of your next command phase, improve your model's move, toughness, save, leadership, and objective control characteristic by 1, and each time your model makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. If you've taken a single wound on your Knight Paladin, all right, and you put this stratagem on him, you're now hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. Mental. You can only use this stratagem once per battle, but if your army is honoured, you can use this stratagem 1 additional time. I actually really like this. It's genuinely like pushing its core, pushing its reactors, pushing its servos, getting that last bit of juice out of it, right? We hear these things in the narrative all the time. Here's a stratagem that actually finally showcases it, which I'm all for. I actually really like this stratagem. Not forgetting that if you've used this stratagem and you are honoured and you've spent 2 command points on a knight, you can then drop this on the other guy for free, for 0 command points if you want to. But I'm assuming this will count as the second time, but we don't know. This desire for glory is ever a gamble. However, as the need to claim noteworthy trophies can push a knight beyond the bounds of reason, should they succeed, their duel will be remembered for an age, but should they fail, dishonour will dog them until redemption can be won. What I understand with this one as well, right? If your army is honoured, you can use this stratagem 1 additional time. I'm hoping that means that you can use this stratagem, then you become honoured, then you can use it again. I'm hoping it doesn't mean that you have to only use it, like you have to have used it for the first time once honoured, and then you could use it twice. But if you do use it before you're honoured, you don't get to use it again. Does that make sense? Anyway, James Hobbs, thank you for the poo, you're a hero. Trophy claim is this one that they're talking about. So in your shooting or fight phase, you can pick 1 Imperial Knight model from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase, and 1 enemy monster or vehicle unit. Until the end of the phase, each time your model makes an attack that targets that enemy unit, add 1 to the wound roll. If your model destroys that enemy unit this phase, you gain a CP, but if your model does not destroy that enemy unit this phase, you cannot use the stratagem again for the rest of the battle. I love that restriction. That's really cool. Big fan of that one, right? Big fan of this. Big fan of this one. I like this. It's really cool. So you could logically, without that little effect at the end, just spam this on things like rapid fire battle cannons that are strength 10 to get that +1 to wound against vehicles. But hey, you don't blow it up, you can't use it again. Big fan of that. Really like it. So 2 super cool stratagems. Right. We read the word from the studio. With the Code Chivalric Army rule, we wanted to reinforce the narrative of Imperial Knights pledging themselves to honourable quests, explains James from the design studio. As well as endowing your war machines with powerful benefits throughout the battle, these oaths offer 3 command points should they be accomplished. Command points are a much more precious commodity in this edition, so this is a substantial prize that could unlock all important extra stratagem plays at crucial moments. On top of this, we were keen to ensure the Imperial Knights function as a cohesive tactical force. Their hefty objective control characteristics enable them to claim objectives even when outnumbered by lesser foes, and the Bondsman abilities offer a variety of interplays between your larger and smaller models, ranging from the lethal hits and lance abilities dished out by the Knight Paladin to the rerolls to charge, rerolls to hit conferred by the Knight Gallant. Super cool. Okay, big fan. Right, and the bit that everyone's waiting for tomorrow is Tau Empire. Right, Tau Empire. Okay, it's not bad. This right, it's not bad at all. This is interesting, right? Depending on how you guys are looking at it. I still reading this as I'm torn. Each on this model is selected to shoot or fight, reroll a hit roll of 1 and reroll a wound roll of 1. Let's look at the Eldar one. Right. And see how different that one is. See how it's worded. That'll be important. So this is reroll. This is worded differently. Interesting. Each time an Adara unit from the army is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll 1 hit roll and you can reroll 1 wound roll. So these 2 rules are worded differently. Eldar specifically states 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll. Okay, 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll. The Knights one says you can reroll a hit roll of a 1 and a wound roll of a 1. So I read it as Eldar is limiting you to 1 because they have specifically stated you can reroll 1 hit roll and you can reroll 1 wound roll. If we go back into the Knights one up here, okay, the Knights one specifically states you can reroll a hit roll of a 1 and a wound roll of a 1. So I think you can reroll all hit rolls of 1 and all wound rolls of 1 for Lalo the Tyrant. But I mean, to be honest with you people, it's not like GW to have rules ambiguity before they're even out, okay? Cole, I like Cole. Oh, he's actually right. 1 per selection. Okay, I'm not sure anymore. I'm gonna make a comment, and you guys are more than happy to hold me to account for this later as well. But because the Eldar one came out 2 days ago and the Note one came out today, and they're specifically worded differently, I'm gonna say Eldar picks 1 hit roll and 1 wound roll. Knights get all hit rolls and wound rolls of 1. It's also their army ability. So I'm pretty convinced they get to reroll all hit rolls of 1 and all wound rolls of 1. Right? Carlo, you can say no, it's only 1, but we've just looked at 2 rules that are worded completely differently. If it was supposed to only be 1, it would be like the Eldar one, where it says it can reroll 1 wound roll of 1 and 1 hit roll of 1. No wonder they kicked you out of Triad. Right, I need to add some gifted memberships to the sub goal. I think I got that one, I got that one, I got that one, I got that one, and I got that one. So 5. Oh, just 5? No, I had to add 6 to whatever we're on now. What are we on now? 1277 plus 6 is 183. Beautiful. Thank you so much for the gifted. You people are amazing. We got through that. We got through that. We got through all of that. We got through all of that. We got through that. We'll talk about Forge in just a minute. Garsty, promise you. Cass, £2. That's a very strong vibro launcher. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is. We'll quote a movie. Strap this on your Saw AR-55. I don't know what it means. James Hobbs, I said thank you for the poo, didn't I? Dave B, £5. Even Luke Skywalker couldn't bullseye munch in his T16 back home. He couldn't. Sounds like the Captain Lieutenant reroll we have now. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The fact that it says a roll. Okay, right, chat, okay. Let's have a look at some rules, shall we? I'm going to use the ever impressive, everybody always uses it, Warhammer app. Because it's just the best, right? It's just very good. Codex Space Marines. Let's go Codex Space Marines. Let's go data sheets. Let's find a captain. Captain. Okay. Oh, my phone's dirty. It's disgusting. Angels of Death. Okay, right. Okay, chat. Okay. So I've got my proof here. I've got my proof right here. Warhammer app. Tell me, chat, right now, when captains are in range of a unit, do they allow the unit to reroll all hit rolls of 1 or just 1? Tell me now. Tell me now. Do captains allow reroll all hit rolls of 1 or just 1 per unit? It doesn't happen all that often, but I love being right. Rites of Battle, which is an aura from the Space Marine Captain right now in 9th edition. And right now in 9th edition, I know for a fact that Space Marine Captains allow all units within 6 inches to reroll all hit rolls of a 1, right? While a friendly chapter core unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. It's worded exactly the same as the Laylo the Tyrant ability. So Imperial Knights with Laylo the Tyrant can reroll all hit rolls of 1 and all wound rolls of 1. There you go. Argument over. We have just proven it. That's it. Done. You can't argue with it. If it was supposed to be 1 of each, it would be worded like the Eldar one, where it says 1 hit roll of 1, 1 wound roll of 1. There you go. Done. Ryan Riggins says his argument infuriates me so much. It's all hit wound rolls of 1. There's no argument. I just proved it, right? Just looked at the current precedent. It's exactly the same for captains. There you go. You can reroll hit rolls of 1. There you go. Beautiful. Okay. The Nightfall doesn't say that. Yes, it does. Slab Sector. Are you trolling right now? Is that what you're doing? Each time this model is selected shooter to fight, reroll. Okay, well, all right. Still, when it makes an attack, is that really gonna make... An attack is 1 dice. Okay. Right, so reroll a hit roll of a 1 and a wound roll of a 1. I don't see what the problem is. If it was supposed to be 1, it'd be worded the same as the Eldar one that came out 2 days ago.
All this 10th edition goodness and rules and will sure be fun. The key issue we need to talk about here that Cass 4 mod the shirts are ready for the movement.
Don't waste your money on those shorts, Cass. You might as well. Oh, people. This is what I... So we've looked at the we've looked at the fucking Space Marine ability, which is reroll a hit roll of a 1 and a wound roll of a 1, right? Okay, fine. But we've also looked at the Eldar rule, which is the same thing, unparalleled foresight, which is the new detachment rule for the Eldari. Each time an Eldari unit from your army is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll 1 hit roll and you can reroll 1 wound roll when resolving those attacks. If the intent for the Imperial Knight Code Chivalric was to be that you can reroll 1 of each, why wouldn't they have worded it exactly the same? Answer me this, chat. Why would, in the Eldari one, when it starts off the same way... Hang on, let me side by side. Oh, hang on. Which one is it? That one. Oh, this is bad. There we go. Let's side by side this. Okay. Right. Can I F11 both of them as well? Oh, no, I can't. Okay. Can I hide my bookmark bar? How do I do that? Hide bookmark bar. Okay, right, okay. Let's do this then. Screen share. Right. Okay. Right, chat. Are you ready for this? Okay. I am pretty sure I'm right, okay? Laylo the Tyrant. Each time this model is selected to shoot or fight. Unparalleled foresight. Each time a unit from your army is selected to shoot or fight. Starts the same, okay? Starts the same. Each time a unit or a model is selected to shoot or fight, right? Now, this says model instead of unit because it looks like you don't have units. One of the things we may have missed in the Imperial Knights is that these are now battle line, which means you can take 6 of them. But it says in Impetuous Glory each time the model makes a charge, so I'm assuming you can't run them in units anymore. Anyway, each time a model and each time a unit is, for all intents and purposes, the same thing, is selected to shoot or fight, is selected to shoot or fight. You can re-roll a hit roll of 1, re-roll a wound roll of a 1. You can re-roll a hit roll of 1. You can re-roll a wound roll of a 1. Right, you can re-roll 1 wound roll of 1, 1 hit roll of 1. Okay? So, I don't understand, unless this is just literally Games Workshop's incompetence. I don't understand why they would specifically say 1 hit roll and 1 wound roll. And here they say reroll hit rolls of 1 and wound rolls of 1. Right? Why would they release 2 faction rules 2 days apart? One that specifies 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll, and one that doesn't have that specification. Ryan Riggins, reroll a hit roll versus reroll 1 hit roll. Exactly. Right. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. It needs an FAQ. I mean, come on, Slams Hector. That's not a surprise to us, right? That's not a surprise to us that it's possible that we need a fucking FAQ on day 1 for GW rules. No surprise at all. Okay, I think it means you can reroll all hit and wound rolls of 1s for your army. I think that's what it means, right? Because this specifies 1. So I think it means all hit rolls of 1 and all wound rolls of 1. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. I genuinely be happy to, because I think if it's all, when I first read that that particular rule, I assumed it was 1. And I was like, oh, that's quite good, being able to reroll 1 hit roll of 1 wound roll. And I just assumed it was 1, and I was okay with that, right? Now I'm not so sure. How do I show my bookmarks bar again? Show bookmarks bar. There we go, cool. So now I'm not so sure. Now I think it actually means all, but I don't know. Who knows? I think, looking at chat as well, by the way, people, I think you're not going to agree on this anytime soon. You're missing that Eldar don't only reroll results of 1. Yeah, of course. But it's still... So, I mean... Okay, I mean, that... To be honest with you, Pip, I don't know if this is what you're intending here, but that leads me more into the fact that you can reroll all hit and wound rolls of 1, right? So that leans... For me, that leans even more into that one, because Eldar allow you to reroll any hit or wound roll, right? I think they allow you all rerolls. Should I ask the studio right now, see if they reply to me live? Shall I ask them right now? Should we see? Let's see if I get a reply, chat. Hang on. I'm asking them right now live. There you go. I've asked the question, right? Compare it with Call's reroll aura from 10th. Let's go and have a look. I didn't look at Call because I assumed it was the same as the captain. I went to Space Marines because I like the most generic, right? Everyone knows Space Marines. Let's go to look at Adeptus Mechanicus. Adeptus Mechanicus. Data sheets. Oh, it's locked. I haven't unlocked it on the app because I haven't put the code in. Have I? No, I haven't put the code in, so I haven't got the rule for Call on here. I'd have to look at Wikipedia. Oh, we could do that. Let's do that right now. I've asked the studio live to see if they can tell me. They might not tell me. They might not tell me, right? Wikipedia. Okay, let's have a look at Wikipedia then, people. Continue with recommended cookies. Yes, it's fine. Why isn't it working? Why is it giving me this stupid fucking banner? I want to get rid of it. I just get this silly cookies banner and it won't let me click off. Oh my god, this is so annoying. If anyone's got the rules for Call, can you post it below for me? Right? Please. And yes, I did flex them, but I just said I messaged the studio. Abel, thank you for the 5 GW. Stop using that confusing English and try American. Well. Maybe they do. Well, Master, thank you for the 5. Looking forward to playing Chaos Knights in 10th. Assuming that some of these rules port across. Someone did say something about actually... Oh, hang on, what's going on? I broke it. Someone did say something about the fact that the keywords, interestingly... Vehicle Walker Battle Line Imperium Armature Warglaive. Faction Killers Imperial Knights. No, yeah, I think it looks like they're going to be different, which is cool. Okay. What else have we got? So, thank you thank you all for the 5. Thank you, Steve, for the 5. Have you seen all the models being purged from Forge World? Lots of Xenos, Chaos, and Marine stuff makes me sad. My chapter's losing rule support. That is really, the amount of stuff they're losing is really fucking sad. Really, really sad, right? Rambo, thank you for the 5. Not sure about a hit or win roll, but I'd rather have a sausage roll. Yeah, me too, mate. I'm hungry. Dang Skippy, thank you for the 5. Elder doesn't say of 1 they can reroll any value, not just ones. That's why they're worded differently, or that's my reading. Interesting. Poll it, chat, Cass for mod. It's an early poll. I hope to learn where I can improve and gather members for the cause. Only asking. No, Cass, you had a chance, and you just sniped people instantly, right? This is why lawyers win competitive, says Abel. Mike, thank you for the 2. Compare the calls reroll 1 aura from Admech. I can't read. If someone can post it in chat, brilliant. It'd be helpful, but I can't. I've got it locked on my phone, and my codex is in the studio, and I'm not going to go looking for the codex live at least. Tony, thank you for the 2. Time to start building the clubhouse rules. We shouldn't need them already. We shouldn't need them, should we? It's the same wording in calls sheet, says Captain Skyhawk. Nalim has a porn virus. I don't know why it won't let me get past the thingy, the cookies banner. It doesn't make sense. It's broken. And I use Wikipedia a lot. Let's click on that bit there, see if it lets me through this cookie banner. His cookie banner's broken. Isn't it? Manage settings. Save settings and exit. No, it's broke. Doesn't work. Okay. I can't look at Wikipedia to show you people live. While a friendly Adeptus Mechanicus unit was in 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, roll a hit roll of 1. When does A mean more than 1? What am I missing here? I love the fact that chat's just arguing for me now. Chat's the fastest it's moved for a long time, and you're all arguing with each other. Right, super sad about the Forge World stuff going away. I own like half those models. Yeah, is there an article about it? Let's see if there's an actual article about this, because I think this is actually really sad as well, to be honest with you. By the way, chat, at the moment, I haven't had an answer from the studio. As soon as I get an answer from the studio, I'll update you people. However, at the moment, my honest opinion is it will be the same as the captain's rules. So I personally believe that this code chivalric is intended to. This is my honest belief. Reroll all hit rolls and wound rolls of a 1. Right? We'll see what the studio team comes back to me with. I don't believe it's meant to be one of each, and my main reason for this is because Eldar rules say reroll 1 hit roll, reroll 1 wound roll. Right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is because the Knights are around 1s and Eldar is any hit and wound, but I think that there's a reason why they put that stipulation in. So, this is a sad day, chat, as well, right? This is a slight aside, okay, because I've got half an hour left to go. This is a slight aside, but this is a sad day. This is a sad day for 40k, okay, in general. Warhammer 40k and Forge World, Legends and Last Chance to Buy. Okay, the last chance to buy Space Marines. There's slightly bittersweet news for Warhammer 40k fans today, as some long-serving miniatures will be retiring from the range. Both classic Space Marines and a selection of Forge World kits. The upcoming Leviathan box is packed with new Space Marines and Tyranids, including fantastic updates to some iconic units. Terminators, Stern Guard, Veterans, and a Ballistus Dreadnought. The arrival of these 3 in particular means certain older miniatures are entering last chance to buy on the Games Workshop web store. The Space Marine Dreadnought, the current Stern Guard Vets, and the current Space Marine Terminators. This is interesting. Not surprised, quite surprised. And the reason why I'm quite surprised is because the Ballistus Dreadnought is the Primaris version, and this isn't the Primaris version, and they're getting rid of it. And this is iconic. This is iconic, right? I'm surprised this one's going, if I'm honest. Less surprised these 2 are going. I am surprised this one's going. Those who own these classic models needn't worry. They can still find a place on the battlefield for the new edition.
Can we spend 30 minutes talking about how Knights can reroll 1s? I've not been this excited since the queue at Q-Fest.
Thanks, Guy. Thanks, Guy. Oh, brilliant. They can still find a place on the battlefields in the new edition of Warhammer 40k, representing kits that are still supported, like the Stern Guard unit. Specialist flavours of Dreadnought, such as Liberian Dreadnought, Wolfen Dreadnought, or the Venerable Dreadnought kit, aren't going anywhere either. Importantly, and despite what heretical elements in the newer sphere might be claiming otherwise, the humble tactical squad, as many other classic kits, are not being retired. In the new edition of Warhammer 40,000, you will still be able to play a Space Marine army without deploying so much as a single Primaris Marine, if you so choose, apart from they getting rid of these. This one's a very odd choice for me, if I'm honest with you. Legends in 10th edition. The good news for long-time collectors is that you'll still be able to use any of your older miniatures in games of the new Warhammer 40,000. The new edition will support these units with comprehensive Legends rules, which will be available to download free online around game's release. These are 100% official rules with points, and we actively encourage you to use them in your games at home, in stores, clubs, and campaigns. Your classic units and characters are still awesome, and they deserve to see the battlefield every now and again. Legends rules will not, however, be actively balanced going forward, so our recommendation is that these rules would not be suitable for competitive events. Okay. I just still think this one's a sad one because we don't have a new version of this. We just have the Ballistus Dreadnought, right? And at the moment, we don't have the Ballistus Dreadnought comes with a fist. Sad, but we'll see. Because if you're going to bring this model now, how can you still use it unless they're Legends this one, which they're not? That was the one I'm not sure about. I don't know how that's going to work. Forge World last chance to buy. Oh my god, this is tragic in places. Talking of Legends, there's also a bit of a shake-up happening in the Warhammer 40,000 range from Forge World. Quite a few classic resin kits will be entering last chance to buy, and for those units that don't have a contemporary analogue, they will also get Legends rules, right? Leaving the range, Imperial units. Relic Contemptor Space Marines, gone. Beautiful kit, makes me sad. Gabriel Angelos of Blood Ravens, gone. Doesn't have a replacement. Salamander's Venerable Dreadnought, not so fussed about that one. The Minotaurs, Moloch and Comey, gone. That's sad. Minotaurs, Contemptor, sad. Red Scorpions, Carib Cullen, sad.
Not my sweet boxy boy.
No, I know, Boat Boy, it's sad. Inquisitor Lord Rex is sad because most of the Inquisitor models are shit. Inquisitor Locke is sad because, you know, most of the Inquisitor models are shit. The Veterator Gunship Conversion Kit, meh, okay. The Dreadfire Close Combat Arms, meh, okay. And Tiberos the Red Wake, not so sad. But there's some epic models here that are going that makes me sad, okay. Leaving the range Chaos, all 4 of the Greater Demons. All 4 of them. What? The Khorne Demon Prince, I mean, Lords of 4 I'm not massively surprised by because they now have a World Eaters range, and guess what? They don't have a Terminator Lord. That doesn't surprise me massively. Right, Nurgle Demon Prince and Herald, okay. The Hellblade Fighters and the Hell Talon Bombers. Sexy Chaos Fighters. Sexy Chaos Fighters. They're all going. World Eaters conversion set, no surprise. And these, I can only imagine that part of the reason why these are going, oh, they don't really sell very well. No, because the rules are dog shit. Make the rules better. They might actually sell, right? Leaving the range Xenos units. The Malanthrope and the Dimicarion. What are they doing? One of the most popular Tyranid models of all time is a Dimicarion. The Reaper, okay. The Pylons are going. They make great terrain. The Night Shroud Bomber looks cool, which is a terrible rules. War Boss on Bike is what the Death Killer War Truck should have always been. He's a gorgeous model. The Mech Boss is sad. The Super Cannon I'm not so bothered about. The Orc Stomper Head and the Lifter Dropper Arm already left the range. I mean, fucking hell, Forge World. Stone Crusher Carnifex is gone. Democles Command Vehicle gone. Severin Loth gone. Landspeeder Tempest gone. There will still be Forge World units for Warhammer 40,000, but the focus then will be on really big stuff like Tyrants and other kits that we can't reasonably produce at that scale yet. When we add new units in the future, they'll always be in plastic, and a lot of plastic kits on the way over the next few years. It makes me sad. It genuinely makes me sad, this one does. Anyway, someone said about looking at the AdMech rules. So we're going to do that right now, because apparently there's a wording in there that will clarify. Let's see if I'm wrong. Again, I need to clarify this, chat. I am happy to be wrong. Boop, boop, boop. He's reroll a hit roll of 1, but it does say each time a model in this unit makes an attack. I don't know, chat. I still think Knights can reroll all hit rolls of 1. But I don't want to get chat fired up again. I know that you've all been arguing and disagreeing and stuff. Legio Panda. Oh, hang on. Faction Focus Admex says Kyla. Okay, got that one. Thank you so much. You're a hero. Legio Panda, thank you for that. I don't know what that is. Check the CSM article and look up Chaos Legionnaires. It's worded differently there as well. Also, Munch for the Munch God. Thanks, man. You're a hero. So what we're saying is GW haven't learnt their lesson and they're still writing 5 different rules 5 different ways. Right? That's a lot of loot to lose from 4-job, by the way. Warmaster Will, thank you for the 2. Glad I bought Huron before the model goes. Steve, thank you for the 2. RIP Tiberius and Carcharodons. Yeah, absolutely. Cass, thank you for the 5. GW event, I rock up with Firstborn Army for a competitive event with them units. What will they do? Gonna smash past them because I shall for 10th? What? I mean, they've said you can use them, Cass. I don't think it's a problem. But if it's Legends and it's a tournament, you can't use them. Okay? Morty Hammer, thank you for the 2. Hype for Plastic Democarian, please. Holio, thank you for the 2. Remember, 3D printer goes bare. I haven't got enough money for a 3D printer, but 3D printers do go. Right. Okay. So, 300 people in chat. At least half of you, I reckon, at this point, are going to lose their fucking mind. So, I have had a confirmation message from the design studio at Warhammer World. Right? Now, you can call me a liar because I can't show you this shit because I won't break that trust. All hit rolls of 1, all wound rolls of 1 are re-rolled for Knights. They can re-roll all of them. This is from the design studio. Okay. We have clarification. I was in fact correct. They can re-roll all hit rolls of 1 and all wound rolls of 1. Done. Amazing. Now, for live updates from the design studio, hit that like button. That's fucking mad. That's mad good. Oh shit, son. Ooh, liar. Yeah, okay. I can't show you, so. But those of you that know that I have good connections at GWHQ know that I've got good connections at GWHQ. Dang Scipio, I hate being wrong. Buy Knights now. Live confirmed leaker. I mean, I'm just clarifying a rule that's already out there, right? It's not. We're not showing anything out. We're not showing anything off that's not already there. Okay. Wow, that is fucking good. Pro gamer move right there. It makes the most sense. This Slam Sector, I 100% agree with you. It needs to be clarified. When they're talking about re-rolling hit rolls and win rolls of 1 for different units and different armies, because we've just looked at the cool one, they need to not word it differently. I wasn't saying you're wrong with your interpretation, just in the comparison with the other one. Oh no, Pip, I get it. I entirely get it, right? I entirely get it. But it shouldn't. We shouldn't have to have like from rules previews whereby take your photo of your photo post online from fucking hell chat. From previews, okay, whereby what they're showing us doesn't interact with anything else that we don't know about yet, okay? So what they're showing us with the Eldar one, with Call, with Legionnaires, with Knights, there is no interaction with anything else that we don't yet understand. So there shouldn't be a grey area right now, right? There shouldn't be a grey area right now. And yet we've just argued about it for half an hour, okay? That's a problem, right? Later's got to go buy a car. I mean, not if a fucking harpoon's shooting at it. Smiley Manic says, honestly, I'm not sad about them retiring models. I'm disappointed and a little angry at them for being so cynical. Yeah, I mean, I got Nightbox right behind me, Cass. That's correct. Yes. Yeah. To be fair to them, that's a quick response, especially on a Thursday night. I mean, I don't want to say I'm in there with them at GW people, right? I don't say honestly I'm deeply in there with them, but they like the channel. I'm not surprised. Anyway, we got an answer from the design studio on a Thursday evening to clarify, right? Surely for all 300 of you, that's worth at least 1 gifted membership. We've only got 14 tonight. Okay, you messaged them. Oh, I will, Paul. Trust me, I will. I will message him and be like, what the fuck are you doing? Right? Why wasn't it just worded the same as everything else? You watch now as well, right? I've just been given the fucking confirmation that it's correct. You watch this now, they'll FAQ it when it comes out, and they'll FAQ it the other way, and I'll look like a right knobhead. That's almost definitely going to happen. Oh, just to make me look like a knobhead. Like, you fucking lied all along, Liam, just to make us believe you. Hands up if you work for GW, chat. There's a few that are normally in here somewhere, right? So yeah, it's got to be worth gifts. We're on 14 new members right now. It's quite low compared to the last new nights, right? So can we, you know, can we... I'm poor, you get a like. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. 90-degree flex. Okay. You people are amazing. It's just because I have friends in the studio because I actually quite like Games Workshop. I like the work they do and I like to give them feedback and I like to talk to them directly. I like to try and have a positive impact. I don't like to just moan. I've managed people for a long time, okay? And workers typically whinge because they like to moan about their job and they like to moan about things that they have to deal with, etc., etc. That's a thing. It happens. It's fine, okay? Right. Can't gift. We're all buying knights. That's a thing that happens, okay? People moan about their job all the time, and people moan about things. And when I had people that worked for me before, I never wanted to stop them from moaning. I just wanted them to moan constructively. So I don't like this thing because of this, and this is how I would do it better. Okay? That's all I cared about. If senior management were coming around, senior management were coming around, if the directors were coming around, whatever, even when I was in the forces, if the officers were coming around and someone said, do you know what? I don't want you to not moan. I don't want you to hide the problems that exist in this workplace from the leadership team or from the senior officers or whatever. I don't want you to hide those things. I don't want you to hide any of those things. I really want you to speak your mind and be honest, but tell them why you think what you think and tell them how you would do it better. Okay? That's all I care. Because if you do that, and it's constructive criticism and it's constructive feedback, I don't think people can ever really complain about the fact that you're moaning, because you're giving constructive feedback and constructive criticism to a point. Obviously, some people just moan for the sake of moaning. With GW, with 40k, I can sit here and whinge about how they word things. I can sit here and whinge about how they do things. What I can also do is I can engage with them and say, like, this is my feedback and this is what I think and this is how I would do things. And part of this is me doing it on stream, and part of it does via emails and all sorts of stuff, and you know, more lately via text messages, etc. Okay, so and I do it on purpose because I want to have a positive impact on what they're doing. And I'm not saying I have an impact at all. I am a fucking tiny slither in the audience of 40k in Games Workshop, so probably don't really have much of an audience at all. But I talk to them. And when things are positive, the other thing that I do is when things are good and when things are done well, they get that feedback too, personally. Bitching sailor was a happy sailor, my old man's 100% able, right? In the meantime, you glorious humans, some of you did listen to me. So Kianan, thank you for the gifted 5. You're a hero. Michael for the gifted 1. Thank you. Tim for the 10. Dim's got such a big penis. You can clip that, Tim. You can have that one. Captain Skyhook for the 5. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Keith, thanks for the $4.99. All the models on that post have sold out on the Forge World website. Have sold out already, and scalpers are selling for 5 times the price. No surprises there. It's a shame. It's sad. I saw some of them and I instantly wanted to go and buy a bunch of the Minotaur stuff, and now it's gone. But hey ho. Cass, thank you for the 5. Cheese and ham, Sarnie. It's basic. It feeds the needs, indexes, and you hate it now. But it's not a deluxe sandwich. Wait till when the codex drops 10th. Well, I mean, for everything, wait till the codex drops. 100%, Cass. Thank you for the 5, man. You're a hero. Alex, thank you for the 5. Hello. Hello. I don't complain because I'm unhappy. I complain because it makes me happy. That's amazing. Brilliant. Brilliant. Could you ask the studio guys to bring my Elysians back? I asked the studio guys for lots of stuff and lots of stuff that I get told no, right? Unless they had a HRH in their title, Razman breathing down your neck to remind you that weekends can disappear. Of course, I'm Holier, right? There's obviously certain moments where you're like, shut the fuck, no, I'm joking. No, you know, if they had a HRH in the title, we had visits from people like that. I was like, just be honest. Tell them what you think. Don't fucking bother me. The reroll hit roll of 1 is worded that way because the game is based on slow rolling. It's reroll ones. We've had confirmation, Catastrophic Magpie. We've had confirmation from the studio tonight. It is reroll all 1s. We know. But you can't argue with the fact that it's worded differently to Cool's aura. It's worded differently to the Legionnaires. It doesn't make sense, right? You can now have Minotaurs much cheaper. I mean, arguably, yes. Arguably, yes. I can't wait 3 years before I get my Grey Knight Codex, lol. No, I don't blame you either. I don't blame you. Paul, thank you for the 2 days to the narrative event. Can't wait. Should be fun, man. Should be fun. The narrative events are fucking cool. And now Battlefleet Gothic's included as well, which is super cool. I fucking love complaining. It's great because there is so much to complain about. I mean, there is in the modern world, right? There is. There just fucking is. Thank you to everybody who gifted memberships, by the way. Up to 35 now, which is incredible. And I have to add 15, 16, 15, 20, 21 to this, which means, you beautiful humans, where is my thingy? Wait, where's my thingy? 21, 84, 1, 304. We are closing in on Mandy's new target of 1469 because the women that watch the channel are childish. Zena and Mandy are childish. My kind of people. This is turning out a good week for me. 4 out of 5 armies I play were featured this week. That's good. I mean, how many more is there? Where's Pip? He told me how many there was in total. I've forgotten how many there are. Call is also rerolling all as it does not have the wording of one that is necessary for only to be one reroll. Yeah. What do you think of the combat patrol idea? I am unsure of it at the moment. But I think I was kind of a little bit negative about it because it required a specific build. And I was like, well, for current players, that's not very good. But I'm wondering now, is that really the audience for Combat Patrol? The audience for Combat Patrol is surely new players. And so I actually think it's probably a good concept. We're gonna play some Combat Patrol on the channel. Because they've said how much they're focusing on the balance in Combat Patrol. It'll be interesting to see if they're actually balanced, right? I saved liking the stream until it was like number 69. I can't object to this. To be fair, everyone was too busy arguing about real ones earlier in the stream, says Ozzy. They were, yeah. Kath, thank you for the 1. Legend. Love you. That puts us on 36 for the night. Oh, hang on. What was that? I think it was that. I think that's how it was now. Stevie D, welcome to the channel as a Jarl. Oh, I haven't started the Jarl's only giveaway. They showed 26. Whether they stick to, who knows. Thanks, Pip. You're a legend. They've shown 26. And so far, we've seen 4, 8, 12, 13. So we're halfway through, right? We're halfway through right now. Okay. Interesting. People don't want to be constructive on the internet. I mean, that's true. 100%. Is Crusade still going to be a thing in 10th? I hope it's a thing that's been slightly simplified. Not overly simplified, but I hope it's been slightly simplified. If it's okay for GW to errata rules randomly, can I errata all my dice to not have any ones on them? Yes. If you ever buy Liam Dempsey dice, you will absolutely need to do that. Because they roll lots of ones. Cass, thank you for the 1. You're sniping again. Abel, thank you for the 1. You're legend. Look at that. We might even hit 50 in a night. You've got 13 minutes, chat, to hit 50. Okay. Jonathan, thank you for saying Custodes. The Lord of the House of Corvus. So what was the verdict on Knights? I think they're looking very... I mean, again, points is the biggest context, right? Points is the biggest context. Without knowing the points, it's hard to say. If we look at the points, you can only have 2 Knights. They don't suddenly look so good. But if they look... If you can take the same as you can take now, I think they look very good right now. And I'm impressed by them. And there's a person who started Knights like 2 weeks ago. I think I've made a good choice, right? Simplified, not simplified, absolutely. Wait, there's a giveaway. Yeah, the Jarls and above get access to a giveaway every single month. Crusade is still a thing in 10th since the rulebook contains Crusade Tyrannic War. Okay, cool. They're not doing the Space Marine sub-factions. That Pip was on about was all the data card sets. Oh, okay. We're still roughly halfway through though, right? We must be. But thank you, Abel. Thank you, Cass, for gifting 2 more. Neither of you have managed to snipe Munch, who's not in chat tonight. I thought, do you know what? I thought it was gonna be a cruel irony that Munch would get gifted a membership the one night he's not here, and it would have made me laugh quite a lot. Oh no, hang on, 6, 7, 8. 8? I think it's 8. I think that's right. We're there. Okay. Show got right to the chat. Has Joe been protected today? Joe, we're just okay. Mindless telepathy. We're just struggling with ninth. We're gonna do some games next week because I need to put games on the stream for you, beautiful people, and have some fun, or try and have some fun rolling dice. But I've got a very early start tomorrow. Joe's incredibly busy on his painting desk as well. So I just wanted to help out. Giveaway sounds sweet. You're amazing. Jarl is an incredible tier to be at, right? YouTube gifts everything at Skald tier, which is amazing. And for every single person who's a Skald who get gifts at Skald, who then chooses to go in and upgrade to Jarl, it then continues your membership for you and you don't rely on gifts. And that's amazing for us. Like, absolutely amazing. So I cannot thank people who choose to take a gifted membership and turn it into an actual membership enough. More importantly, I cannot thank the people that gift the membership in the first place to allow someone to convert enough. It's amazing. It's so good, right? Any predictions for Tau? BS5 plus, perhaps. They're like one of the only factions I don't like. I have the Farsight model just because I think he's a cool model, but I don't know. Although I saw Mr. James Hobbs at Great Hall Gathering running a 6 Riptides, and it was like Riptides and Yavaras, so it's not just Riptides, but like Riptides, Yavaras, Wyverns, etc. Single list, and I was like, that's my kind of Tau, just 6 big suits. That's what I want to do. Right, that's what I want to do. One Master World, thank you for the 2. Want to borrow my Battlefleet Gothic fleet for the weekend? No thanks, man. I sincerely appreciate it, Will, but no thanks. They said Crusade is going to be a thing, and it's going to be in the core rule book with Leviathan box set. That's cool. That's good then. Use some fun style games like gladiatorial style 1v1 Arena of Death. Oh, 1v1 Arena of Death sounds cool. Winner stays on. That's interesting. Rapid fire battle cannon blast, rapid fire D6+3 with D6+3 attacks is simplified, not simple. Lol. Yeah, no, that's lol, right? They should go to Ballistic Skill 5, Weapon Skill 2 across the board. Oh, they should. They should. I like the idea of an Arena of Death, by the way. That sounds quite cool. My prediction, Marklight hits grant rerolls. Some units will get Ballistic Skill 3+, but Fire Warriors will stay at 4+. I think that's a reasonable prediction. We'll be talking about it tomorrow night on 40k After Dark. Right? Tau will shoot things. Oh, no. I really appreciate it, man. Genuinely. I really appreciate it. Sippy Cup. No, I don't need a Sippy Cup. I haven't got the laptop here. I've collected Tau since they come out. Huge soft spot for them. The new Farsight model was just absolute, like that really nailed the aesthetic for me. I think the problem I have with Tau is they have on occasion been incredibly one-dimensional with how they play. Which, you know, it sounds ironic because World Eaters are one-dimensional, but World Eaters require a lot of movement shenanigans, whereas Tau would just stand there and blast you off the table, and that wasn't really any kind of shenanigans. Okay, and that's why I didn't really love them. I think they've got better in recent times. One of my big issues with them is all seriousness is the crisis suits. So crisis suits in my head are all slightly smaller versions of Farsight. Now I think Riptides look like they should. I think Storm Surges look like they should. I think Ghost Kills look like they should. I think Broadsides look like they should. I think Stealth suits and Crisis suits both look terrible. And I want them to look more like Farsight and more like the Cold Star Commander. And I don't feel like they look right personally. It's my opinion, okay? So I think if I ever was to make a Tau army myself, I'd just have no Crisis suits. But if you play Tau with no Crisis suits, you're kind of hamstringing yourself right now. So give us New Xenos allies, sick of being limited to Kroot and Vespid. I'd love to see more mercenaries in the Tau book. That'd be super cool. Brizzle, would Tau be less annoying if GW didn't keep leaning into the non-interactive move mechanics? Yeah. The thing is, like, there's some things that go, like, Tau when they can move, shoot, move isn't the worst in the world, but when they can move, shoot, move, and then when you finally get to shoot at them, you just feed them 5 fucking shield drones, job done. Like, that's more of a problem for me, I think. You know? That's more of a problem for me. I just, like, I finally can shoot at the Tau. I finally got them out in the open. I finally, oh, okay, you've all got 4 up invulnerable saves. And then when you finally do take a wound, it just goes on a shield drone and he dies instead. Brilliant. I've just shot my whole army and I've killed 7 shield drones. Cool. Sweet. Although I did see a quality message that said something like, from 0 to apocalyptic, how bad will the Tau reaction be? It's going to be mental, innit? Let's be honest, right? It is. James Snowgrove, thank you for the poo. What a legend. I haven't thought yet. Thank you already. Thank you for the poo. It'll be interesting for Tau. It will be interesting. I would struggle to avoid Tau if they brought out new Crisis suits that were more sort of scaled and look less derpy. That being said, Scouts Honor, Sisters and Knights are my 40k armies for 10th that I'm building and painting. Chat. And if you want to see the latest progress on the Sisters, ! member, click the link, upgrade to Haskell, and then you will see the latest progress on the Sisters. I'm going to try and put a post in a week, okay, with some of my hobby projects. I was originally going to use Joe for the behind-the-scenes stuff, but when he's working on anything that's NDA in the future, I can't post it. It doesn't give me content, so... ! member, upgrade Haskells, you'll get to see, right? 5+ ballistic skill with 2+ ballistic skill with marker lights. I don't think they'll make it that wild, though. Tau always ride that knife edge of crippled or OP and being a shooty army. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. It's a hard one to balance, actually. When you've got one phase, it's a hard one to balance. But I keep hitting likes, says Ben. As long as you hit an even number of... No. An odd number of times are okay. Just use my knights. I got plenty. That's not the point, though, Kylo. We've got knights on the channel already, mate. Although I greatly appreciate the offer, man. It's amazing. We've got knights on the channel already. It's just I'm doing. We've got so many factions for the channel, and Joe's got loads of projects on to add extra factions to the channel that I actually no longer have to have any pressure in building and painting armies that are for content necessarily. So I can do things that are for me. Now, it sounds like a bit of a odd thing to say when I'm doing Sisters because it's an army we don't have right now. However, there is no pressure to get them done because we still have a lot of variety already. But Knights has even less pressure, and it's just I'm just doing them because I want to, rather than because I feel like I have to, which means I'm in a pretty nice place with it right now. Okay, but we'll see. Tower players will flip out, guaranteed. I'm here for it. Well, we'll talk about it tomorrow night. We'll see. We'll see. They might be broken as shit. They also might be really good. I also dislike Crisis suits, but they're the only unit that could get any of the character buffs in the 9th book. Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? I get it. Like, I wanted to do a Tau army for a little while, whereby I basically bought the Cold Star Commander and converted all of my Crisis suits using that kit. So they're all scaled up, big fucking impressive robots. And then I decided I could be bothered and it was too expensive. That's a good thing, this is Elijah. Yeah, 100% it is. Yeah. I'm letting you, Carl, I'm letting you down today, but I'm texting and driving is frowned upon. What about driving and gifting? Sit with Volker. Exciting evening. Oh, how is the night going? I'm having a good one with a bottle of rum. That sounds amazing, Sparks. That's amazing. I'm going to finish this stream soon and get ready for bedtime because I have an early start tomorrow. So you've got 4 minutes, team. And we're going. I didn't. I'm waiting to stop. It's illegal in this country, Carl. It's not illegal in some of the American states. Have you ever met a Tau player? How good are they? How good are they has nothing to do with the level of their reaction. Oh well, Paddy's a Tau player. He's pretty measured and relaxed. I think he breaks the grain though, Pip, right? I think he's against the grain. I don't think he's breaks the mold is the word I'm looking for. I don't think he's the normal, to be fair. I found 90 AOS cultists I was going to use as 40k cultists with close combat weapons and throwing knives on my desk. Forgot I had that many. 90 is a lot, Escape. A lot, right? Anyway, chat, just before we go, one last thing. If you were going to stick to 2 armies for the whole of 10th edition, 2 new ones to build and paint and get ready, 2 new ones to build and paint and get ready, what 2 factions would you choose? Go right now. The Lord of the House Corvus. Oh no, 4 minutes left. Someone snipe more. Someone needs to snipe Lord of the House Corvus and Greater Drake. Have you reread the Blood Surge rules yet? No, why? Why? Why don't you reread the Blood Surge rules? I used to play Tau Gundam Wing back in 6. That sounds amazing. It is illegal in all states in the US. Oh, is it? Interesting. Paddy's a Thousand Sons player. He is as well. That has a Tau army. Correct, Pip. Okay. I'll take the clarification, man. Absolutely. Tau and Knights. Okay. Knights and Knights, says Kylo. That's not new for you, is it? World Eaters. New ones never, says Mandy D. Red Corsairs and Chaos Knights. Not new, Will. You've lied. Sisters and Tau. Eldar and Guard, Sisters World Eaters, Black Templars, Death Guard. I'm interested in seeing some factions we haven't showcased yet. Nurgle Demons and Knights, Sisters and Admech. For winning, Eldar. Paddy is the Tower Boss. Yeah, sorry I'm late. Did anyone get munched? Not yet, no. Death Guard and Orcs, says Puppers. World Eaters and Thousand Suns, says Adam. Going hard on the Chaos, Space Marines and Orcs. Knights and Chaos. The same army. Sisters and Chaos Demons. A lot of people go with Sisters. It's interesting. I think their rules look really good. Blood Surge lets you get into engagement range now. See, I thought you could do that anyway, Greater Drake. That wasn't new to me, because I thought you could already do that. Crisis, thank you for the gifted one. 39. We're going to end on 39 tonight, I think. I think that's it. But thank you, Crisis, for the gifted one. You sniped no chance, which is how much chance you've got of sniping Munch. Black Templars, World Eaters and Sisters. Lots of World Eaters, lots of Sisters. Orcs and GSC, Orcs and Guard. World Eaters and Thousand Suns. Demons that aren't Khorne, says Pip. Well, I mean, don't buy the Start Collecting or the Combat Patrol or the boarding actions, right? World Eaters, if they get new Terminators. Tau and Sisters. Sisters and Knights. Edem is the same as me. Sisters and Knights. Necrons, Gate G to the Cults, Votan, and World Eaters for Schooner. Jesus fuck. I'm doing Dark Angels and Tyranids. Knights and Guard. Oh, there's a good variety. A lot of Sisters, though, which is interesting. So they haven't got new model range. Anyway, time's up, team. It is now 2100 PM in the evening. Just started Black Templars army, praying for Vowels still. Yeah, me too. James G, Votan, Chaos Needs and Marines. Chaos Knights and Templars, says Rum O'Clock. I feel like doing Knights as your second one is really nice, actually, because you can just, like, it's big model syndrome, right? Anyway, it's 9 o'clock. So, like I said, I have to be done by 9 o'clock, otherwise I got threatened with being inserted with a Hoover. So, it's time to go, people. And Equity, thank you for the gifted one, putting us on around 40. We nearly got to that round 50, didn't we, for a stream again? Nearly. Not quite, nearly. But thank you so much, man, you're a hero. They are 2 armies I have in my pile of shame, says Ed. Well, we can do them together, Ed. We could be army friends. You can keep me honest, right? You couldn't let you finish on 39 since you said you'd finish on that. Well, no, it's fine. I like round 50s or 100s for finishing memberships on. And it never happens because we can't finish on round numbers very easily. So 40 is fine. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. All right. Thank you so much for talking about the faction rules for Imperial Knights with us. One thing we've learned tonight on stream: Liam's always right. It's just the thing. You people have to start accepting it. Tomorrow at 9:30, we'll be back with 40k After Dark, and I will have been stabbed with a million tiny sharp pricks. So I'll probably sit here moaning for the evening, right? And you get to look at me being all in pain and uncomfortable. What more could you want? And then we have the weekend. We'll be back next week with even more content. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight on the channel. Thank you so much for everybody who donated. 10% of that super chat revenue will be donated to charity, mental health charity. Every single month we do it. We take a total at the end of the year and donate in Awana. And thank you to everybody who's gifted memberships or become a new member. If you have got a new membership somehow, ! Discord, come and join us on the Great Hall server. It's full of incredible people who I love very dearly, who are just amazing hobbyists. Great people, keep me honest, look after the channel, look after the community. It's amazing. We actually had a person, Luce, by the way, we had a person who came, Luce is here, by the way, she's not plugged in. We had a person who came to Element on Sunday as a casual gamer who didn't know the channel, who simply because of the interactions he had with people that were there that wasn't me, is now a channel member. That community is down to you people, simply because of the interactions he had in Element Games with the community and how many people said hello to him and spoke to him. He then became a member of the channel and he's now in Discord. You guys are amazing, so thank you for that. Anyway, that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.